It's the return of the Dak. Dak Prescott is back for the Dallas Cowboys as they open up their 2021 NFL season tonight against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. What should we expect? What should we look for? More importantly, do the Cowboys get a dub in Tampa Bay? This is the Gray Area right here on 105.3 The Fan. Of course, my name is Kevin Gray. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Kevin Gray Sports. Be sure to hit that subscribe button right there for 105.3 The Fan here on YouTube. And you can catch me on your home of the Dallas Cowboys and Texas Rangers, 105.3 The Fan, with my partner, the two-time Hall of Famer, Chris Arnold. It is the biggest season ever in the National Football League. Your Dallas Cowboys open up the 2021 NFL season tonight against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The reigning, defending, undisputed Paul Heyman Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tom Brady entering into his 22nd season in the National Football League. Meanwhile, Dakota Prescott coming back after a gruesome broken right ankle in Week 5 against the New York Giants last year, where he threw for over 1,800 yards before suffering that broken right ankle. Gets back on the field for the first time in nearly a year as he, alongside Ezekiel Elliott, Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup, CeeDee Lamb, and a whole host of other stars on offense, look to take on one of the best defenses in all of football. Sean Murphy Bunting, Carlton Davis, the corners for this Tampa Bay Buccaneer team are going to have their hands full taking on a trio of wide receivers that could have over 1,000 yards apiece this season. Zach Martin is not going to be playing in tonight's game due to COVID-19. Connor McGovern is going to get the start at right guard. Leo Collins is good to go at right tackle as he continues to deal with a stinger issue. So for the most part, this offensive line is intact going up against the likes of Shaq Barrett, Vita Vea, and Ndamukong Suh, who just came off the COVID-19 list himself. Not to mention guys like Jason Pierre-Paul and others that are looking to get after this offensive line of the Cowboys and, more importantly, try to get after number 4. This obviously kicks off the quote-unquote biggest season ever in the National Football League. 17 games being played by each of the 32 NFL teams this year. But more importantly for your Dallas Cowboys, a shot at redemption. Your man Mike McCarthy said it in Hard Knocks. F last year. Forget about last year. This is about 2021 and whether or not Mike McCarthy can stand up and be the real Mike McCarthy. Is he the real Mike McCarthy that led the Green Bay Packers to a Super Bowl, multiple NFC championship games, multiple NFC North division championships? Or is he the guy that last year captained and led this team to a 6-10 record? Yes, I know, dealing with COVID at times, dealt with significant injuries at the quarterback position. Zach Martin missing 6 games at the right guard position, a defense that was absolutely dreadful, 31st in the NFL in rush yards allowed, gave up a franchise record 473 points, 34 passing touchdowns. The atrocious numbers go on and on and on for the Dallas Cowboys defense this year. But turn the page from Mike Nolan to now Dan Quinn, who takes over as the defensive coordinator. Insert Micah Parsons, the number 12 overall pick, an overwhelming favorite to be Defensive Rookie of the Year in the NFL. Insert guys that they used their first 6 draft picks on. I'm talking about the aforementioned Mike Parsons, Osa Odigizua, and others that are going to have to play key and vital roles on this defense going into this upcoming season. Can Jalen Smith find himself doing the things that had him in 2018 looking like a cornerstone as a part of this franchise going forward? Can Leighton Vander Esch, who's been dealing with injuries over the last couple of years, find himself getting back to the Pro Bowl form and form that he had a few years ago in 2018? So many questions on this defense. What does this secondary look like opposite of Trevon Diggs? What does this safety position look like with Donovan Wilson and others, DeMonte KZ? Who is going to step up in the back half of that secondary to make plays? Because we know that Tampa Bay has got a guy back there, and Antoine Winfield, who's going to make plays in that secondary. Can these Dallas Cowboy corners and secondary be able to handle the likes of Mike Evans, Antonio Brown, Chris Godwin, Rob Gronkowski, O.J. Howard, a whole host of names that are going to be on this Tampa Bay Buccaneer offense? Can the Cowboys somehow handle it? What kind of disguises, what kind of creativity will Dan Quinn be able to put forward? There's two matchups in particular that I'm looking forward to tonight's game. Kellen Moore, the offensive coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys, versus Todd Bowles, the defensive coordinator. You saw the virtuoso and masterful performance that he put on against the Kansas City Chiefs. You say, Kevin, well, the Kansas City Chiefs offensive line was severely compromised without their starting left and right tackle and had Patrick Mahomes literally running for his life. And I get that. But Todd Bowles called one heck of a football game and made life very difficult for Patrick Mahomes. Can he do the same against Dak Prescott and this trio of wide receivers and Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard and try to create pressure on Dak Prescott? Here's one thing about Tampa Bay, and they do well. They can create pressure without having to blitz. They have the capabilities of doing so with terrific linebacker play and Levante David, Shaq Barrett, and others, but they don't have to necessarily bring pressure by doing things like blitzing. They've got your guys in Ndamukong Suh, Vita Vea, Jason Pierre-Paul, and others who can line up and go get after the quarterback themselves. Conversely, for Kellen Moore, how does he attack this defense of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? What kind of creativity will he use to deploy CeeDee Lamb and Tony Pollard, Ezekiel Elliott, who looks like he's in the best shape of his life? There's a lot of matchups they're going to be looking forward to. The other one is on the opposite side, obviously. Dan Quinn, the defensive coordinator, versus Byron Leftwich, the offensive coordinator for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tom Brady, in his 22nd year being led by Byron Leftwich in this offense, is an extremely explosive offense. Dan Quinn is going to have to use disguises, creativity. Can he create pressure with his front four with guys like DeMarcus Lawrence and Randy Gregory to create pressure to get after Tom Brady? All those questions will be answered tonight. So ultimately, do the Cowboys get a win in Tampa Bay? One thing's for sure, there's going to be some points scored in this game. You don't have a trio of wide receivers and one of the best running backs in the NFL with one of the more dangerous weapons in the NFL when he's deployed correctly in Tony Pollard, with Dak Prescott running things and not score points. Conversely, on the other side, when you think about how scary the secondary is in a bad way, that's going to be going up against the likes of Antonio Brown, Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, O.J. Howard, Rob Gronkowski, and others, not to mention Tom Brady, the GOAT, back there leading them at the quarterback position. Things could get ugly and get ugly quickly. I expect it to be some points and some fireworks going on in this game. But after all of the talking has been done, after everything that this Cowboys team has been through this offseason, and Dak Prescott having the summer and the year of the Dak, if you will, joining the Jordan brand, signing the $160 million contract, the Sports Illustrated covers, all the things that come with being the leader of America's team, the Cowboys being on Hard Knocks, where honestly it was kind of good not to see a lot of drama. Now we get down to brass tacks. 17 games to try and win an NFC East division to get yourself into the tournament and then let the chips fall where they may from there. This is a team that's capable of getting to an NFC championship game if they have even a measure of competence on defense, which I think Dan Quinn can do just by the simple fact that he will put these players in better positions to succeed week in, week out, whether it be on Thursday night, Monday night, and on Sundays. We will see. But in tonight's game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I do expect the reigning, defending, undisputed champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers to handle their business at home in front of what will be a sold-out Raymond James Stadium for Thursday night football. Unfortunately, I'm picking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 34-27 in this game to beat the Dallas Cowboys. As I mentioned, a lot of points going to be scored in this game. Tom Brady in this offense looks to be clicking on all cylinders and looks to try and get off to a good rhythm at the start of this game. Can the Dallas Cowboys offense match blow for blow with Tom Brady and this offense? And can the defense at times make a play or two that can help keep this thing close? Because they're going to have to win the turnover margin. One thing that you're going to have to do is not only create pressure on Tom Brady, but you've got to force and create turnovers to give yourself an opportunity to give this offense chances to score points, because they can do so. And the secondary of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is suspect. Yes, I know they played really well in the playoffs last year, creating multiple turnovers throughout the postseason. But can this trio of wide receivers get after a suspect Tampa Bay Buccaneers secondary? If they can find themselves in this football game. But I'm picking the Buccaneers 34-27 on Thursday Night Football. Unfortunately, the Cowboys get off to an 0-1 start before they travel to take on the Los Angeles Chargers. I guess we'll find out. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Kevin Gray Sports. Be sure to hit that subscribe button right there for all things Kevin Gray Sports here on 105.3 The Fan. Let the games begin. We'll talk to you later. Peace.